that, one is Indian. That is R. Pragnanda. And he played such a wonderful match that he was able to beat other two and he was able to win the final match. And he also became one of the top Indian player because of his rating, and he was able to win the trophy. So let's give a round of applause to the R. Pragnanda, who was able to show such a wonderful performance and was able to win the trophy. Good morning, fellow toastmaster and guest. A warm welcome to meeting number 234 of the Gabbys Toastmaster Club. I am Toastmaster Prasang, your sergeant at arm for today's meeting. As a sergeant at arm, it is my duty to highlight some key points for the meeting. The meeting is blocked for 2 hours, also urging you to stay for the entire duration to get the maximum benefits of it. Your video should be on and the audio should be off, and unmute yourselves when you are called to speak or need to speak. Regarding the topic of sex, religion and politics, even though Toastmaster International does not put any restriction on the speaking on these topics, at the Gabbys Toastmaster Club, we request all speakers and role takers to be mindful and responsible and abstain from expressing any controversial view on these sensitive topics. Our club mission, we provide a supportive and positive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop communication and leadership skill, resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. Now let me hand over the stage to the presiding officer, DDM Sourav Dutta. DDM Sourav Dutta is a winner of 2 DDM awards and has completed 11 paths in Toastmaster pathways. He has been a president, distinguished division director, or distinguished area director in the past. Outside Toastmaster, Sourav has played several leadership roles in Fortune 500 companies, startups, and non-profit. Currently, Sourav is building his own edutech startup, Practive, which he founded in June 2020. Let's welcome DTM Sourav Dutta with a round of applause.
Thank you. Nancy, there is this. Thank you so much. Let me start the meeting with formally calling the meeting to order. The meeting number 234 of the Gabbys Toastmasters Club. Today we have a club meeting and then we have got a business meeting, and we have got 2 guest role takers today. Thank you so much, Abhishek, and thank you so much, Anagha, for joining us today. Online, I see Charlene joining us. So I think most of you are familiar faces, but I would not miss this opportunity. You've also got Naveen joining us in person. So I would not miss this opportunity of knowing a little bit about you. Maybe something about you, Charlene, that we have already not shared with us. Please feel free to give a quick couple of lines intro about yourself.
Okay. So I have attended a few meetings of Gabbys, and I'm from Pink City Toastmasters Club, Jaipur. And I have recently started my own venture, D2C website, and I look forward to having a great time in this meeting. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And in room, we have got, Prasad, can you give your mic to Naveen? Yeah, we have got Naveen in the room. Naveen, yeah, you can from there itself, or you want to come here, please come. So Naveen is our guest. He has been here before. He is back in our meeting today. Naveen, please, all yours.
Thanks, Sourav. So I move a bit. Good. So I am a recruitment manager by profession. I had completed my MSW in HR, so social work is something which I love to do. So I participate in a lot of things. Cheshire is one of the agencies I used to work with for the differently able people. See, recruitment is a blessed portion. We help, we are giving not only a career, a life, a dream, opportunity to people. Okay, and I'm married. I have one wife and 3 kids, and not the other way around. And yeah, my mother was also with me. My father passed away. Yeah, so I am put up in Whitefield. I'm pretty impressed. I came a couple of times earlier, but unfortunately I was not able to continue. But I'm pretty impressed, especially with Sourav and Nancy's things, whatever. No, that I used to look at the presentations, videos, and all, which I seriously wanted to follow the footsteps, kind of. I seriously wish I will be able to continue this journey with the Gabbys Toastmasters going forward. Thanks. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Naveen. And then we have got Abhishek. Abhishek, please join us.
Thank you, Sourav, for giving this opportunity. So I'm a guest speaker here. To give a little intro about myself, I am a senior software engineer at Walmart, and I'm part of the Whitefield Toastmasters Club. So I wanted to pick up a evaluation role, so I thought, why not try another club? I'd given a speech before in different clubs, so it's a pretty enriching experience. So I'm looking forward to meeting all of you and giving this evaluation. So, yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much. And now we have got Anagha. Yeah, please. So quick introduction. We'll come back to, we'll do an introduction as a G, as a TMOD later, but something that you've already not mentioned in the introduction, please.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Hi everyone, my name's Anagha and today I'll be your TMOD. I come from Del Sukti, something that's mentioned, but as he said, something that's not going to be mentioned. I don't remember something that's not mentioned. Let's just say that everything's mentioned.
Thank you so much. Okay, and I see Sapna joining us. Sapna, I guess you are a guest. Sapna, would you want to quickly introduce yourself?
Actually, I'm not a guest. I joined Toastmaster about 2 months back, but last month I was traveling throughout, so I was unable to attend the meetings. I'm not a guest anymore. And yesterday I realized that it's been a long time. I must appear in the Toastmasters meetings. So I wanted to grab some role also, but by the time I decided, all the roles had already gone. So I'm extremely sorry for that, and I'm maybe people don't know me here because I've appeared very less on the Toastmasters meeting.
No problem, Sapna. The beauty of Toastmasters is that even if you miss one meeting, it does not mean much because you always have one more meeting and one more opportunity coming up. So that's what makes Toastmasters special. If you miss your turn, you just miss the turn. You don't miss the bus. I think that's what's
I
very
know that.
important
Thank
about
you so much.
Toastmasters. Thank you so much, Sapna. And there's a new XCOM that's going to come up, and a new VP will be there, and you will be getting in touch with those people, and they will definitely help you find the role that you're looking for.
Sure.
So with this,
Thank you so much.
thank you so much. So with this, let me talk a little bit about, since this is the last meeting in my presiding officer's address, I will talk about a couple of things. One is about how this year has been. And the second is, are we recording? And the second is how are we planning to take things forward? So let's first talk about how things have been. I think yet again, another fabulous year of the Gabbys Toastmasters Club, where, and when I say fabulous, it is fabulous in all aspects. We have had a very successful DCP run. So yet again, the Gabbys is a President's Distinguished Club. We have bagged all the 10 DCP points, and we have also met the eligibility criteria. Please come. Of becoming a President's Distinguished Club by having more than 20 members added to our club. That's one. Second, we are yet again a super club. So what is a super club? A super club is a club which adds, 5 members in 3 specific windows and thereby wins a global membership award. So there are 3 global membership awards that Toastmasters International gives out. One is the Smedley, the second is Stock Up, and the third is Beat the Clock. And this is the 3rd year in a row that the Gabbys has consistently backed all the 3 global membership awards. And that in itself is a very big deal because adding members is one thing, adding 5 members in a definite time frame is another thing. Adding 5 members in a definite time frame for 3 different clubs is a totally different deal altogether. I don't think any area director can claim to have done that consistently over a period of 2 years or 3 years. And here the Gabbys BPMs have been doing it time and again. So that has been great in terms of the number standpoint. In terms of other aspects, this year we have had again quite a few spearhead winners from the club. We had 3 spearhead winners from the club, though technically 2, because one of the other spearhead winner is the primary member of Daffodils Toastmasters Club. So the Gabbys has yet again got 2 spearhead award winners. One is the distinguished Toastmaster Nancy Goel, and she won it, I think, for the 2nd time in a row. And the other person is yours truly. And what is the Spirit Win Award? The Spirit Award is given to 10 Toastmasters, 10, only 10 out of 4,500 Toastmasters in District 92 for being the best Toastmaster of the district. So the top 10 Toastmasters, there are a lot of parameters in terms of education, in terms of leadership, in terms of serving the fraternity, in terms of serving peers, contests, all of it put together. There are various criteria. There are close to around 100 points minimum that you need to score. Though 100 actually just makes you eligible. Anything above 150 gives you a slim chance of going, because you understand that there are a lot of people who get filed in their applications for this. This year we also had good success at the area and the division contest and the district contest. The contesting also has been very promising. Last year we did not have any district award in terms of contest. And last year was the only year we did not have a district contest award. This year again we have got a district contest award. So Gabbys is back in terms of the being on the landscape of winners in the district level. So a very, very fulfilling year. But these are only numbers. Now I'll tell you a couple of things about the Gabbys this year, which has made this year very meaningful and very remarkable for us. Once you understand the pattern of Toastmaster, doing anything in Toastmaster and getting success is not a big deal. Whether it's about completing paths or running clubs, you can very easily do it. And the Gabbys has figured that out, that formula very well. I think it's common knowledge in District 92, Gabbys knows how to get things done. And we know that. Now, when things are going steady, you just expect to just keep on going. And that's where the Gabbys is different, because when things are going steady, we try getting more experimentative and we do a lot of experiments. The first experiment we did in June 2023, when we had almost 85, 90 members, and we decided to open a second club. And everyone was like, why do you want to open a second club? 90 members is a very good number, because 20 is the minimum, 8 is what you need to keep the club alive, and 90 is like having 4 clubs. So enjoy. There are a lot of clubs which have got 100 members, 90 members, and they've just kept 1 club. We said, no, with 90 members, we are not doing justice in terms of giving speech slots to everyone, in terms of giving roles to everyone, opportunities to everyone. They're there, but are we able to serve them? Not really. So we broke that into 2 clubs, and then we had tremendous amount of growth, so much so that we crossed 110 by December 2023. And we thought it's time again, both clubs put together, we were more than 110. And we thought it's time again for us to have a 3rd club now. So we had a 3rd club coming up in December 2023, the Gabbys International Toastmasters Club, because with 90 members, with 110 members, we were literally doing 3 meetings every week. So we were meeting on Tuesdays and then Saturdays, and then we were also meeting on Thursdays. So we thought, if we are having 3 meetings in a week, why not have 3 clubs? And that's how we started having the 3rd club. And what happened because of that is we created a bunch of phenomenal speakers who were actually rocking the stage all over the world, literally. So we have had area directors in US from the Gabbys. We have had area contest participants at Sri Lanka. We have had area contest, division contest, and even district contest finalists who are past members of the Gabbys. And not only in the District 92, but also in District 124, District 41, District 98, people were doing things all around. And that happened because in the last 1.5 years, there's been intense amount of meetings that we have done. What that naturally does is it puts a lot of pressure on the people who are driving the show, the leaders of the Gabbys. Their learnings take a backseat, right? So my VPs, they only keep on empowering others. If you look at Shudharma Pereira, if you look at Shilpa Reddy, if you look at Yogita Upadhyay, all our VPs of the 3 clubs, they're constantly busy lifting others and helping others rise. Well, that is important. Let us also understand we are a membership-driven organization. No one here has come to give others a speech opportunity and only that. They have also come to grow. When I look back, I saw that Sudharma has not done one single speech in the last 1 year. What she has done is she has filled the roster for 150 meetings, right? 150 meetings in 1 year is what she hosted, and that was totally on her own shoulders. Not a single meeting of the Gabbys Toastmasters Club, the Gabbys Online Toastmasters Club, and the Gabbys International Toastmasters Club has been missed in the last 5 years. The Gabbys can claim and does claim, and are very proud of this, one achievement. We have not cancelled a single meeting because of any lack of role taker or, we don't have enough participants. Never. If we have cancelled the meeting ever, it could be reasons like we have got 3 contestants in the district or we have got 5 contestants in the division. Let's go and cheer for them for a good reason, but never because we have a dearth of role takers, and the credit goes to the VPs. And this heavy lifting have compromised their learning, because of which we decided that now it's time to again consolidate things a bit. So the Gabbys Joint Executive Committee has decided to dissolve the 3rd club, the Gabbys International Toastmasters Club, effective 1st of July 2025, which means that going forward, we will be having 2 clubs, the Gabbys Online Toastmasters Club and the Gabbys Toastmasters Club. The Gabbys Online Toastmasters Club will continue to meet on Tuesdays at 7:30 p.m. and the Gabbys Toastmasters Club will continue to meet on Saturdays at 10 a.m. As is happening now, the Gabbys Online Toastmasters Club will continue to be an online club, will meet only online, and the Gabbys Toastmasters Club will meet in person. So for the month of July, we will possibly continue to meet here. Starting August, we are moving to a new venue, which has got a proper stage, a good mic facility and everything, so that we are going to give the perfect in-person experience in a Saturday meeting, so that you feel like you are a public speaker. The Tuesday meetings are more of experiential learning, where we are going to have education sessions. People, some very senior education speakers are going to join from across the world. They are going to come and talk about various topics of interest for us. Along with that, in the Gabbys Online Toastmasters Club also has got 2 evaluators for every speaker. So there is one evaluator. The first evaluator does a general evaluation, as we do in every club. The second evaluator has to give points which has not been covered by the first evaluator. So that's a very, very challenging thing to do, because, for example, if the most obvious thing that you want to tell me as an evaluator is that I should be smiling, and that has already been told by the first evaluator, then you'll have to say you have to laugh, right? Or think of something more innovative, right? Or out of the box. And that's what makes it more challenging. Now, why do we have 2 evaluators? Because we thought and we decided that it's time that we take the bar a little higher. And hence, the Gabbys Online Toastmasters Club has decided, with the members' majority referendum, that the Gabbys Online Toastmasters Club is now the Gabbys Online Advanced Toastmasters Club, GOAT. So they aspire to be the real GOAT, the greatest of all Toastmasters. But in terms of name, they're already GOAT, which is the Gabbys Online Advanced Toastmasters Club. All the changes have been done in terms of the standard of club addendum and also on the TCP dashboard. All of these changes are with only one intention in mind, that we don't want Toastmasters to be a good to do kind of a thing. We don't want this to be a time pass. We don't want you to come here to just do some social interaction. Why? Because in the Gabbys, we have got serious professionals. If you look at this gentleman, Sachin Jaiswal, he is a very senior finance professional. 20-25 years of experience. I'm just speaking of Sachin's example, and it could be anyone in the Gabbys. He has got 20-25 years of experience in the finance industry. And he's taking out 2 hours of his time joining us today morning. And he takes out almost, I've seen him in a lot of Tuesday meetings also. A person of his caliber, a person of his experience, when he takes that kind of time and invests it here, I just don't want him to go back with a few jokes and with a few good time. He has got better ways of having a good time, right? He can go to a bar, he can go out, hang out with friends, he can go on a trek. Sitting here and listening me speak is not probably the best and the most exciting thing in life. That if he comes here, I want him to get something out of this, which will help him professionally, personally, socially, economically, financially. And that would only be possible if we keep on raising the bar high. The Gabbys has been successful for one very simple reason. We have taken this damn serious. So seriously that sometimes it actually makes the others uncomfortable. That why so serious? Because we're the Gabbys. And from day one, we have been doing that. That's why you see the meeting starts exactly at 10. Even if the building comes down at 10, they say we'll start the meeting and then run away. That's the culture that we have built in the Gabbys. If you are a rule taker in the meeting, you would have noticed there is a proper document that is prepared by the SA. Every damn thing is mentioned there. You don't run around saying that where is my evaluation resource, where is my speech title, who is the speaker? No. Once in a while we have troubles, like for example, last minute we had a TMOD drop because of which Anagha we had to approach, but that is once in a while, literally once in a while. So that is what we want to continue forward. And I thank all of you for your support in making this possible, that we have come this far. And I just can't, sum up this speech without thanking your club, Anagha, Del Sukti Toastmasters Club, Speech Weavers Toastmasters Club, Smedley Toastmasters Club, and Speakers Den Toastmasters Club. These are the clubs and Bangalore Toastmasters Club, in Toastmasters Indiranagar Pride. These are the clubs from whom we have learned in the initial days. Your club in particular, Toastmaster Anagha, you don't probably know this. When Jagdish Nagbhushan was your club coach and Rajesh was the club president, and then we had got Ilango, a lot of other people, I think many of them are still there with you. From that time onwards, Del Sukti actually taught us how to run a Toastmaster club meeting. So I remember Nancy gave her icebreaker speech in Del Sukti Toastmasters Club. I gave my first pathbreaker in Del Sukti Toastmaster Club. We actually got to know what is Toastmasters a lot by attending your meetings. So yes, at that point of time, Del Sukti Toastmasters Club had a bit of an issue in terms of membership. So while we attended to support them, that's what they thought. Actually, we attended to learn from them. That's what we knew, right? So that's a smart move, right? From the Gabbys. We are smart people. We attend your meetings to help you, but then we also help ourselves in the process. So thank you so much, Anagha, and please do pass on my gratitude to your club leadership team for being there for us and helping us rise. We don't have a joke master today. He didn't chicken out. He had a family emergency. Because we really don't have a reason to chicken out, because in Gabbys we love bad jokes. So if you have a bad joke up your sleeve, you want to come and crack it here. If a joke has been bothering you, you want it to crack, you are not sure if people will laugh or not, you can come and crack, because I can guarantee you we will not laugh. Okay, so no pressure. Anyone with a bad joke, Samir? I can see a joke coming on your face. Think. You want to crack a joke? Okay, Naveen wants to crack a joke. Please, Naveen. Again, no pressure, because we don't laugh.
It's all a learning. I'm taking it only in that way.
Yeah, it's okay.
So our office is in WeWork space, and so myself, I used to come very early to office. So whenever I come, I'll switch on the AC, because I'll be driving my bike and going to office. And there is my colleague Karuna. She always step in, and the moment she sees that temperature now being 26, I'll put on auto mode kind of. Okay, she will then reduce it. Then my another colleague Sachin will also end. So he also try to increase the thing. Then again she'll say, you guys are freezing, putting you down. So I told Karuna, if you give me the promise that you are not going to raise this complaint to post committee, I will tell you the fact. Karuna, you know what? You are hot. Okay, you literally is making the room's temperature high. And when that is happening, youngsters like us, the only options to come down is to raise the AC. But she take it in the right spirit. So I believe, yeah. So yesterday that happened in the office, yeah.
So So, thank you so much, not Toastmaster guest Naveen. And okay, please have a karuna on us and don't crack us again. Thank you so much because this is probably one of the best examples of a bad joke, but it's okay. We laughed on that. With this, I will now introduce the Toastmaster of the day for today. And our Toastmaster of the day for today is one second. Would you mind doing your self-introduction?
Did your original team not turn up?
No?
I thought they turned up. So
No. I am just looking for introduction, but would you mind doing your self-introduction? Is it okay? Okay. So I will let Anagha do a self-introduction, but I'll tell you something about Anagha. I have always this style of introducing people my way, because most of them I know them personally. So Anagha and we started off on a slightly rough note because I was a contestant and she was the contest chair. And she sent me a message before the contest saying that, can you send me your speaker eligibility form and this? I said, yes, I will send it to you right before the contest. She said, oh, guess I don't have much of a choice. I said, no, you don't. So because, I said that, then to convince her, I wrote, as per the rule book, I'm supposed to send it to you right before the contest, before my name is called out. And she was like, oh, okay. So that was Anagha, how I, kind of got introduced to her virtually. And then when I met her with this kind of a behavior, I was expecting her to be very difficult with me as a contest chair. But on the contrary, she was extremely sweet, extremely accommodating. I've seen her as a contest chair and she is very, very enterprising. Thank you so much, Anagha, for joining us. So the rest of yourself, as you already know from the Sukhi Toastmasters Club, anything else you want to add, please feel free. Over to you, Anagha. Yeah, Yeshendu, we will introduce. Anagha will do the introduction. Please.
I have to just introduce the evaluator, right?
Yeah.
The evaluator evaluates these people.
You first continue with this and then
No, and
it's
this
normal
the
meeting.
protocol.
You will call, you will just confirm if the evaluator is there. The general evaluator will invite the speaker.
Awesome.
Will invite the evaluator.
Yes. So yeah, guys, as Sourav said, our first interaction was not really nice. But since then, I've been learning a lot from this guy. I did not even know at that point that he had completed all the pathways and he was such a respected Toastmaster in the community. I did not even know this. Trust me, Sourav, I did not even know this until day before when we met at Google. It was when Prem was like, is this Sourav Dutta who completed 11 pathways? I was like, what? Seriously? And when I saw your face, like when you switched on the camera, I'm like, oh shit, okay, I am done for. Because I was evaluating the speech and he was the general evaluator. So I was like, I am done for. And today, trust me, when Rahul approached me that can you be the team mod, I'm like, okay, is Sourav going to be there? Is Nancy going to be there? Yeah. And he's like, don't worry, they're not going to eat you. So I'm a vegetarian. So yeah, it's this tough, guys, being here in front of these two people and the phenomenal people from Gabbys here and on the digital board. The theme is moments that matter, and I chose this theme for a reason because this is a moment that matters to me very, very personally. It's my first time that I'm taking TMOD as in-person role. So please forgive me if I make any errors. But guys, have you noticed that life for us is a long journey that's made of stringing in moments, memories, as you string pearls in a necklace? Anyone? Maybe some could be chaotic, some could be happy. I'll give an example. The other day I was with my friends visiting a resort and all of them were partying. I went out at night just to have a bit of silence. And I was staring in the dark. There were stars all around, pure silence. The valley yawned. The mountain was right behind me. And there just came a firefly in front of me. It was lit for a second and it just vanished. I did not believe that this could be true. And then suddenly, gradually, actually, the trees around me lit up. And there I had this moment of pure joy because I had heard about fireflies, but never seen them in person. So this was my moment of joy. Does anybody want to share the moment that shaped them? The moment that mattered the most to them? Anybody on the screen? To begin with. Okay.
We'll go with Akib.
Sure. Yeah, okay.
Yep. So I shifted to Mumbai. It's been around 9 months, and we have quite a big balcony. But I never really cared for the balcony. But it was last week Sunday when I accidentally opened up the balcony with my kid, and we saw a really nice landscape. It was all lights blooming in the night, and there is a big mountain by, and you can see very blackish, blackish kind of landscape, and it's like so amazing. I was like, oh my God, this is what uh, matters, right? This is what people need when they visit Himachal, and you are able to see from your own balcony. So we were just like, bring some chairs, bring some bean bags, and let's sit here. So we're just sitting there for almost 30-40 minutes and staring at the landscape. So I think that moment was something that I was trying to capture and live in that present moment. So that is one memory I have of the recent past.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Akib. You can share it from there itself, I think. Yes.
Okay, so I was the college secretary in my college, and I was I'm not boasting, I was a college topper also. So I had done my CAT, I was getting 93%. I was all set for joining the MBA. So my principal, her name is Sangeeta Ramachandran, she told me, Naveen, I feel the way you support the people, the way you, especially for the differently abled people, the people who are struggling. So you seriously can see, you may be one of the management guys. Okay, if you join IIM or whatever. Okay, instead, if you take a career path doing an MSW kind of thing, okay, that will make a real difference kind of thing. So till now, so that is something which even made me to join, take recruitment and help people to achieve the dream jobs kind of thing. And even now I am associated with a lot of social organizations where I'm making small changes whatever possible in the lives of people. And I so wish I will be able to play a bigger role being part of the community and support them, help them to achieve their dreams and make India a better place. So yeah, thanks.
Thank you so much, Naveen. Life milestones, moments can be grand, like Naveen said, career path choices, or as Akib said, memories. But they can be subtle also, like a kind word when you need it the most, or a decision you made in the moment of silence and that changed your lives. These are the bookmarks in the stories of our lives. And just like a good story, our meeting today will be full of characters, emotions, and surprises. Today, our first chapter will begin with prepared speeches, where each speaker has worked diligently crafting a message with intention. Maybe what they share will be your next moment that matters. So for that, we will be having a general evaluator who will be looking at the proceedings of the meeting. And I'll call upon the general evaluator, who is none other than Sachin Jaiswal, to take forward the general evaluator role and explain the role takers and all other things, the formalities. Over to you, Sachin.
Good morning, Toastmasters and guests. As a general evaluator today, my role is to give a comprehensive feedback on the entire proceedings, things that went well and things that did not go so well. Now, helping in my general evaluator role, I have my TAGL team, where T stands for timer, A stands for R counter, G for grammarian, and L for listener. For timer role, we have Toastmaster Samir Ali. Toastmaster Samir is an IT professional in quality assurance. He lives in Bangalore with his wife and children. He loves travel. He loves travel and likes to read when he gets time. He's a water person, likes the beach, water sports, and deep sea diving. Let's give a big round of applause for Toastmaster Samir. Toastmaster Samir, please explain your role.
Good morning. As a timer, I'll be timing the prepared speeches, the evaluation, and also the table topics. So for the prepared speeches, the timing is between 5 minutes and 7 minutes. At 5 minutes, I'll be raising the green card. At 6 minutes, I'll be raising the yellow card. And at 7 minutes, I'll be raising the red card. For the evaluation, the time is between 2 and 3 minutes. So at 2 minutes, I'll be raising the green card. At 2 minutes 30 seconds, I'll be raising the yellow card. And at 3 minutes, I'll be raising the red card. For the table topic speeches, the time is between 1 and 2 minutes. So at 1 minute, I'll be raising the green card. At 1 minute 30 seconds, I'll be raising the yellow card. And at 2 minutes, I'll be raising the red card. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Samir. For our next role, our counter role, we have Toastmaster Prasang Mani. And I know Prasang is taking a dual role here. Toastmaster Prasang completed his engineering in 2021 from Allahabad. Since July 2021, he has been working as a software engineer at Radis. Hobbies are playing badminton, chess, and going to gym. Toastmaster Prasang Mani, please explain your role.
Thank you, General Evaluator Sachin Jaiswal. And good morning, fellow Toastmaster and guests. I'm playing the role of our counter today. As our counter, I will listen carefully to all the speakers and note whenever someone uses filler words such as you know, so like, or repeats words unnecessarily. These may seem harmless, but overusing them can weaken the impact of your speech. My role is not to criticize, but to make you aware of these habits. So you can work towards becoming a more confident and fluent speakers. At the end of the meeting, I will present my report. Over to you, General Evaluator Sachin Jaiswal.
Let's hear for Toastmaster Prasang Mani. Now for grammarian role, we have a special person, distinguished Toastmaster Sourav Dutta. And distinguished Toastmaster Sourav Dutta needs no introduction. He is a star of our club, no doubt. But still, I'll try to introduce him. DTM Sourav is a winner of 2 DTM awards and has completed 11 pathways in Toastmaster pathways. He has been a president of a distinguished division director, a distinguished director in the past. Outside Toastmaster, Sourav has played several leadership roles in Fortune 500 companies, startups, and non-profits. So currently, Sourav is building his own edtech startup, Practive, which he founded in June 2020. Over to you, Toastmaster, distinguished Toastmaster Sourav. Please explain your role.
Thank you so much, General Evaluator Toastmaster Sachin Jaiswal. So as the grammarian for today, my job is to make note of all the sinful and seductive usages of English language. And it is also my responsibility when I say sinful and seductive usage of English language, it is not only about the right kind of words and phrases, but also things that attract the speaker and get the speaker, that attract the audience's attention and let the speaker get that, that mind space of the audience that they're looking for. So I would be watching out if you're using the right kind of rhetorical devices, you're using some quotes, some various kind of, words that are really appealing, not the Sashi Tharoor kind of English, but the kind of English which touches our heart. And as the grammarian for today, it is also my responsibility to introduce a word of the day. I have a very easy word of the day for all of you, which is momentary. Momentary, something that is in the moment, right? So it was a momentary decision for me to join the Toastmasters meeting today, and I so loved it. That's what I want all of you to think about the meeting today, right? So that's all that I had to share as in terms of my introduction. I will come back towards the end of the meeting, invited by the General Evaluator. Thank you so much.
Thank you, DTM Sourav, and let's hear for the DTM Sourav. Now, for a listener's role, we have a very special person. Uh, she is distinguished Toastmaster Nancy Goel. Again, DTM Nancy needs no introduction, but still I'll try to introduce her. DTM Nancy Goel is a distinguished Toastmaster who has to her credit the distinction of completing a full path in Toastmaster pathway in just 21 days. She is a winner of awards like Spearhead and Master Mentor from District 92 and has completed 4 paths in Toastmaster pathways. Over to you, Distinct Toastmaster Nancy.
Thank you so much, General Evaluator Sachin Jaiswal. Today I am playing the role of listener, which means that I will be actively listening to the meeting and I'm expecting all of you to actively listen to each and everything that's being said. That's a formal introduction. But what you need to pay attention to is what I am listening, because that's what I'm going to write questions about. I'll come back with my questions towards end of the meeting when called upon. Thank you. Over to you.
Thank you, DTM Toastmaster Nancy, and let's hear for her. Now, with this, I'll pass on the baton to the Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Anagha. Over to you, Toastmaster Anagha.
Thank you, General Evaluator Toastmaster Sachin. So, as I said, our first chapter in our moments of this meeting will begin with prepared speeches. So, may I call upon our first speaker? Like, I'm calling upon the evaluator of the first speaker, who is Toastmaster Paduka Kannan. So, Toastmaster Paduka, could you please introduce us to the first speaker and the pathway and the speech title for the first speaker?
Okay. Good morning, everyone. So today our first speaker is Toastmaster Yeshendu, and he is taking up project level 3, an elective project with know your sense of humor. Right. So the purpose of the speech is for the member to begin developing a collection of humorous stories and to present a speech that includes humor. Timer, please note the timing is from 5 to 7 minutes. And over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Paduka. Could you please repeat the title? I didn't catch the title.
Okay, isn't that the Toastmaster of the day has to tell the title?
Yeah, I didn't catch the title.
Okay, so the title of the speech is With Compliments to the Service.
Okay.
With compliments to the service.
Okay, thank you. So, folks, we have Toastmaster Yeshendu coming up with compliments to the service. With compliments to the service, Toastmaster Yeshendu.
A good belt can hold up your pants, your confidence, and your entire day. Folks, but not this belt. You see, this belt right here is 3 long years old. However, in the spring of this year, I realized it was rather too old for me. Frayed at the edges, buckles a little bent. So I decided to take up the momentous journey of getting myself a new one. Good morning to one and all. This momentous journey took me a grand total of 5 minutes. 5 minutes because of the modern miracle called Amazon. You see, on March 29, 2025, I decided to log into my Amazon account. I decided that I was going to find myself the perfect belt. Belt for men. Search. Stylish belt for men. Search. And in the catalog, I found it. The Labnoft men's belt
PU, for leather, buckle type closure. For those of you who didn't catch that correctly, don't worry. I don't know half the words that it means, but it looked good and I decided to continue forward. Once I had that belt in my wishing cart, I decided to go ahead, order it, place the order and wait for the delivery. At least I wish that is what I had done. You see, the moment the belt was in my cart, there was a little segment where it said, other products you may like. I ended up on that site for the next 45 minutes, filling up my cart with way too many things that I maybe did not even need. And yet, in my mind, it was all a steal. In fact, the belt that I just mentioned, its original price was 1,000 rupees, bumped down to 700 for a bright red text of 30% off. However, there was another pop-up right at the end. The Amazon Great India Summer Sale starts from April 1st. And so in my mind, I decided to wait for 2 more days. Maybe I'll get a better offer. April 2, 2025. Now, that is the day I realized that I actually hadn't converted my cart. The sale had started. So I go back to my Amazon app and voila! It is now bumped down to 500, 200 extra savings. I'm feeling glad that I had waited out this bit and decided to instantly place my order, lock the price in, and start my journey with a new belt. However, things took an interesting turn. April 4, 2025. I'm waiting for the delivery of my belt. It's a Friday, so I decided to take work from home. You know what ended up happening? I'm working and suddenly I get a missed notification. A notification that says, your belt has been delivered. It has been received by the security guard. I now go, put on my slippers, walk downstairs, and then realize I live in a standalone building. There is no security guard. I walk back up, right to the customer support, I call and I say, look, my building has no security guard. Where is my belt? I'm sorry, sir. We can get this resolved as quickly as we can. I'll just place a reorder for you. All right. The next time I place the reorder, in the additional instructions, I write, no security guard in the building. April 7, 2025. It's a Monday. Unfortunately, I'm not in my home this time. And yet, in the office, I get a notification again. Your belt has been delivered. Order received by the receptionist. Folks, in case you're not catching this on, I still do not have a receptionist at the building. I decide to go back, again call the customer support. Sure, sir, we'll reorder. Don't worry. April 11, 2025. This time the additional instructions hold. No security guard, no receptionist. Come straight to 3rd floor. The building is standalone. Your building, your order has been delivered. The order is waiting on your porch. Now, to those of you who have ever had the pleasure of living in a Bangalore standalone building, there is no porch to go on. It's a small little space, and when I come back home, I do not find my belt. I'm frustrated, and I call the customer support for the 4th time. And I call and I ask, hello, where is my belt? Sure, sir. I can help you. Please, what is your query? Listen, okay, I'm getting sick of this. I have tried to order one belt to replace my old belt. I still haven't received it. It seems like ordering for this belt and getting it is becoming a Herculean task. What am I supposed to do? Sorry, sir, but can I first know the order ID to help you out? Folks, I want to say my outburst was this civilized. It wasn't. I want to say that the customer service had a rare occurrence of someone shouting at them. It wasn't. I finally got the resolution I needed. I got the belt 3 weeks late. And yet, this act left me with a sour taste of guilt. Friends, sometimes I feel like I need to become much like my old belt. A little frayed at the edges, a little hard to buckle up, but with the ability to adjust a knot, with the ability to stand for a long time. Because at the end of the day, power is not in outburst, it's in the silent grip that holds it together. Thank you.
Thank you, Yeshendu. You actually didn't give me time to clap, man. That was such a good speech. Well, Amazon can be frustrating. Trust me, I ordered a lint roller. It's still lying with me for the past 2 months. So, I don't know. Please help me out with that customer care if you have the patience. Guys, that was amazing. Can I call upon our second evaluator, Toastmaster Abhishek? Could you please help us out with the details for the second speaker?
Yeah, so my target speaker is Sanjay, and his project is L1P2. That's the second project. And the purpose of the project is for the members to learn and review the basic methods of giving a speech with a defined purpose and to present a well-organized speech on any topic. The speech is about the power of compounding. Timer, please note, the speech is between 5 and 7 minutes. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Abhishek, for that for those details. Toastmaster Abhishek, sorry, Toastmaster Sanjay, do we have you on screen?
Yes.
Okay, good. So, Toastmaster Sanjay, the power of compounding. The power of compounding, Toastmaster Sanjay.
Yeah, thank you very much. Compound interest is the eighth wonder of the world. The one who knows it earns it, and one who do not pays for it. This is a very powerful quote which makes us to learn that if we understand the compounding, we can make wealth or we can change our habits to be healthy and things like that. So I will today be going through this topic in a detailed manner. Jim Rogers said, American said, compounding is the magic of investing. Why he said this statement is that if we understand between the simple interest and the compound interest earns for you the money. It is said money earns while sleeping also you can earn, and slowly rich people becomes richer day by day. And if we do not know how to do this, we will struggle in our day-to-day planning and things like that. Only basic things we have to do is we have to see that how we control our expenses. We have to control our expenses by budgeting. Budgeting is a very powerful tool which will help us to plan our expenses in a proper manner. If we do our budgeting in a proper manner, we can control our expenses. And the second one is we should start investing early. If we start investing early, then we will enjoy the scope of compounding. Here, I would say, give you an example. There are two people. One is Vijay and one is Geeta. For example, Vijay invests rupees 50,000 and Geeta also invests the same amount, 50,000 for a 10 years period. If Vijay would have invested under simple interest and Geeta would have invested under the compound interest, then Vijay would have earned only 1 lakh rupee, whereas Geeta's wealth would have been 1,30,000. A simple example, a increase of 30,000. But in a longer way, if you increase this in the multiples, it will be a bigger amount. So we should understand that if we are investing, we should every time see whether the returns are compounding or it's a simple interest. Why? Because most of the advertisements comes that 10% return, 20% return, but whether it is a simple interest or a compound thing, we have to understand that and plan our things. Then we should be disciplined. There is a saying that we have to first save our money and then spend. If we are disciplined, then we can create a wealth in a bigger way. These are the things we should understand before investing, and we should every time think that we have to invest our amount whatever we have planned, and regularly there are various instruments that will help us to plan this investment. One is the PPF, then other is the employee provident fund, the fixed deposits, shares, gold. All these have to be invested in a systematic manner. You should not put your money in one basket. If you put everything in one basket, you will not be able to gain the advantage of leveraging. Leveraging means, for example, if one is giving 8% and another is giving 20%, over a period of time, you will earn a decent return of 15%. If you are not planned in that manner, and if you are struggled with 8% or 6% returns, inflation will make your money to not, because inflation is eating your earnings. So you should every time think that whatever you invest, it should be more than what is the inflation rate, so that it will create a wealth to you. This logic, if you apply on our day-to-day basis, we can create a wealth for ourselves and our family. If we put the same example in our life on a daily basis, it may be our wealth or health. Health also is important. For example, today morning I got my sugar level checked, and to my astonishment, my sugar level went to 380 80. I could not imagine, because it was normal 2 months back, and today it is, because I have changed my habits. I stopped doing exercise and things like that. So what is the learning here is that we should never take ourselves lightly. We should every time think that everything is important. Even health is important and wealth also is important. We should never sacrifice our health for wealth, because if you see the example of Rakesh Junjunwala, he is having 60,000 crores wealth, but he sacrificed his health for that earning the wealth, and today he is no more to enjoy the wealth. With this, I would say that one thing which Warren Buffett has said, that Warren Buffett has told that you should never one second. Warren Buffett has told that rule number 1, never lose money, and rule number 2, never forget rule number 1. With this, I would conclude my speech. Thank you very much.
Now, you can speak now.
Thanks, Toastmaster Sanjay. Indeed, power of compounding is important for money, and I guess in terms of all walks of life. Like karma would also compound. It comes back to us in whatever ways we give it. If you give good, double good might come back to us, is what I hope and believe. With that, we come to the end of the first chapter of prepared speeches, and we move to the next segment of table topics. Okay. So before, yeah.
Can we continue?
No, should we ask online?
No.
Okay.
Just inform them that we are continuing.
So since we are behind the schedule, we would be skipping out the break and we would be continuing with the table topics. So life doesn't always hand us a script. So from transitioning from chapter 1 to chapter 2 might not always be smooth, and even chapter 2 might not always have a perfectly written script. So may I call upon the table topic master, Toastmaster Sarvanan, if you're here. Shravan. Sorry, Toastmaster Shravan, to host the table topic session.
Am I audible? Can somebody?
Yes.
Fellow Toastmasters and my dear guests, table topics is the most exciting round of Toastmasters International. I always feel a Toastmasters meeting without a table topics round is drinking coffee without sugar. Now, what is table topics? In the interest of guests to explain what is table topics round, I would like to say it's an impromptu session where a table topics master, that's me, will give a topic and you have to speak on that topic for 2 to 2.5 minutes. You have to stand on your feet. Of course, everybody does. And think and then deliver that speech. Without further ado, I would request any experienced Toastmaster to volunteer to demonstrate the first table topic of the day. Anybody from online or offline, please raise your hands. Anybody? Or can I pick up? I'll pick the Toastmaster Harish. Toastmaster Harish, are you there? Toastmaster Harish? Sorry, DTM Harish? Oh, he don't respond if I call Toastmaster.
He does respond.
All right. All right, I'll ask. Anybody would like to come?
Are you audible because no one laughed on that? It was a good one. Okay.
Yeah, okay. How about guest Shalin? Would you like to take the topic for one? Sure, okay. Toastmaster Shalin. In recent times, the very moment which made you laugh aloud, even tears coming out of your ears, eyes.
Okay, so I was sitting with my school friends and we were reminiscing about the old times. And he told me an incident which I was not a part of, but I could relate to it because I'm very fond of movies. So, what he told was as soon as the school got over back in the year 2001, people went to watch this movie. Four of my friends went to watch this movie, Devdas. It's a great movie, and it has this song of Madhuri Dixit, which is Mar Dala. Somebody killed me. So again, a very famous song. Now, these four friends, they went to watch this movie in a theater, and at that time we used to have single screen theaters, and these four friends decided that at the end of this song Madala, all four of them would stand up in the theater and shout out loud Madhuri Dixit ki Jai. That means Hail Madhuri Dixit. Now, out of these four, three decided that they would not do it. And now you can imagine the person, like when the song got over, the person who got up, and he had no clue that the other three friends would ditch him like that. And he shouted out loud Madhuri Dixit ki Jai, sorry, Madhuri Dixit ki Jai. And the laughter that followed after that from the audience in the theater was deafening. And when we were discussing that, it brought a uh, like we were laughing out hysterically. And that's what something that reminds me of speaking on when I hear this topic. So thank you for giving me this topic, and over to you, table topic master. Thank you.
Wonderful, wonderful take, Toastmaster Salil. In fact, whenever I watch Laurel Hardy movies, I always does the same. Yeah. Next, who would like to take next? I hope Sahana. Yeah. Hello, Sahana. Are you a Toastmaster?
She is from there.
Hello, Sahana.
She's from Delhi.
Sapna is talking. Someone is talking.
Sapna, you can unmute yourself.
I think she is not responding.
Sorry. So I'll just try to respond to your table topic.
Oh,
And-
Sapna.
Okay,
I'm looking at Sapna.
So it was a different name that you were calling out?
Yeah. Yes, Sapna. If you're ready, we can go ahead with.
All right.
Toastmaster Sapna.
Mhm.
In recent times, what is that one moment made you anger, uncontrollable anger?
Actually, it's quite difficult because generally I am a person who does not get angry very easily. I am a very happy person all the time and live in the moment, present moment. That's the motto of my life. That's probably the today's topic also, the moments that matter. So for me, all the moments, every moment matter the most for me. And provided what, it has to be there with me, and I feel that it should be there with everyone, that one should live that moment, be it anything except for anger, except for anything that frustrates you, or small moments like which are things which are insignificant are in our life, which had no value maybe for some other person. If we pay attention to even those small moments, they give us immense happiness, like watching movie with friends, like reading newspaper with your husband or partner, like having tea together. So the recent moment that all I can remember is when I got angry the most was when my son, I told him to do something and he did not follow my instructions, and later on he repented, because I just can't narrate the incident, but later on he really felt sorry, and he repented, and he realized that he should have listened to what I have said. That was the most angriest moment of my life, and that's it. Thank you.
Wonderful, maybe. But that's the challenge, Toastmaster Sapna. I know you are a happy person, but in Toastmasters, we have to face the challenges.
Correct. Thank you.
Next.
If I can add, Sometimes just wait for your son to get married, then the anger might increase. Just what I
Sorry, I could not hear.
No,
Please.
Sapna, I was saying, just wait for your son to get married, then you will have the real anger of life. Just got a right.
Should I wait to get married, you're saying? Do you know I'm married for past so many years?
No, your son's marriage. After your
Son's
son's
marriage.
marriage, he was saying that you
I'll
will.
be more than happy. I'll be more than happy if he makes me angry like that. I'll be more that'll give me even more happiness that if he gets married. Thank
All
you.
right. All right. A wonderful take, Toastmaster Sapna. Next, I would request any offline member to take the topic. Yeah, please. Naveen. Yeah. Hi, Toastmaster Naveen. Your topic is.
No, I'm a guest.
Guest, yeah, guest Naveen. Please come in front of the camera. Yeah. Guest Naveen, your topic is the most frustration you experienced in recent times. What is that moment? Please share. Most frustrated moment. As our Toastmaster Yeshendu has experience with Amazon.
What do you want to say? Sorry. Sorry.
Yeah.
So being into recruitment, so it's more of a volume game. So we will be behind numbers. We will be, we'll be giving a lot of instructions. There are like around 20-25 recruiters working under us. So we'll be giving a lot of instructions saying that, okay, so this is the weekly plan. We have to achieve this number kind of thing in a meeting. But end of the week, Friday, when we are coming back for the numbers, when the recruiters are not actually paid that attention to that in detail, and if they have not delivered, that is something which is majorly will frustrate from a recruitment manager perspective, kind of. So yeah, that there was an incident where we are majorly, I was highlighting a very, very senior person, an AVP kind of hiring that happened. And I categorically told you, follow up with the candidate, make sure that the candidate joins on time. And if there is a thing, kindly raise the red flag, intimate the client stating that, okay, the candidate is not joining. But unfortunately, the candidate followed up. But Friday is when he came to know that the candidate is backing out. So we were in a very, very bad situation. The client got escalated us pretty badly. And if we would have handled it in a better way, I personally believe we would have managed, and the relationship also with the client got impacted badly because of that. Yeah, so this is my most frustrated thing which happened at least last.
Oops, yeah. Well done, guest Naveen. It was a very good attempt. Give him a big round of applause. Next, I would request anybody from online. Yeah, Toastmaster Rakib. Toastmaster Rakib, what is the one moment in recent times you were perplexed? What is the one moment in recent times you were perplexed?
One moment that made me perplexed. So we live in a society which is very close by to a smart bazaar. So it's like every evening we just go to a smart bazaar and have some snacks. My wife is fond of pani puri, so she's like, every time we go out, like pani puri. I'm taking you out for dinner. No, pani puri first. So it does happen that most of the time we start our trip by visiting Smart Bazaar and then going to any other place, which is of course a situation. So what happened last week is that we were going to Smart Bazaar, and if you people are from Mumbai, they would also recall that there is good amount of rain happening, and you never know when it starts raining. So Mumbai rains are little different from what happens in Bangalore. So lived in Bangalore and I've seen those rains. Here it's like there will be no prior intimation. There will be no small showering or tiny bits of raindrops. All of a sudden you'll have shower open on your top of your head. So it's like you don't have a second also to take left, right, find a shade. It's like within 2 minutes you are fully drenched and rain is over. To your utter surprise, it's like 2 minutes full rain and then it's over. It's all the sky is clear. Like what God has created this city. People love this city. I am pretty new to this. I'm not loving it because people who come from Bangalore, you don't really start loving Mumbai immediately. And I'm giving it some time. But this city has made me think. It has confused me a lot of time when it comes to rain, when it comes to the humidity. It's so crazy. It's like whenever I go out, I'm feeling so uneasy. And then there is sudden rain, then there is sudden heat, and everywhere you go, there is a huge crowd. I don't know where this crowd comes from. I take a left and I hold my car, and there are 10 cars behind me. Like, oh my God, I had heard the stories of traffic in Bangalore, and it is all over Instagram, all over social media. But this place, I think that is like this place is the birthplace of all traffic. So this city continues to make me confused and perplexed how it has been built. And if you come across certain situations like this, please do share. How do you?
It's a wonderful take, Toastmaster Akib. In fact, I do agree with you. I have experienced 4 years staying in Mumbai. But one good thing I have found is if there is rain, people enjoy playing football in the muddy water. That's the spirit really I admire from Mumbaikars. Next, who would like to come forward for taking a tabletop? Yeah. Anybody from Prasang?
I'll try. If no one is okay.
Yeah, yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Toastmaster Paduka, I'll just give you a story before giving a topic to you. In recent time, I had been to a trek in Chikmagalur. At the peak of that trek, once we reached that, all of us were just experiencing the silence. We were just watching the sunset, and everybody was silent. We were able to hear only the noise of it's not noise, it was the music of the wind flowing through our ears. What is that one moment you have experienced absolute silence? Toastmaster Paduka, your time starts now.
Rise and shine, Gabbys. So, absolute silence. I mean, when our TTM uttered the word silence, right? So the one thing that came into my mind is my mind is never silent, even though there's a lot of silence around. But as a mind, I mean, people generally tell you can have a mind where it thinks nothing. But whether there was any period of time in my life when I just didn't think nothing, I would say no, it didn't happen in my life ever. But if I focused on something, yes, at one thing. Like, for example, as soon as you talked about, being on the mountaintop and looking at the view, right? So I remember when I was in Japan, I took this Hercules task of climbing the climbing the Mount Fuji, which is highest mountain in Japan. So when I reached the 8th station, I mean, there are 10 stations, 10 levels to climb that mountain. When I reached that 8th station, it was around, it was night time, and there were a bunch of people around. There's a lot of chaos because like it's like huge set of people that are like, you know, climbing up, and there's a little bit less of oxygen, all those stuff. But when I reached even to the 10th station, we decided not to go to the top at that point in time because we wanted to see the sun rise, which is around 5. And but we were early because we were in the night and already it was freezing cold throughout. So we decided to park at station 8, and I found that the moons and the stars are like, they're like too close to me. Like I felt that as well I'm almost near to the moon, in fact. So that particular scenery, it's sort of etched into my memory. And even though there's a lot of, you know, we had a lot of fun and everything, I felt absolute joy. And even till date, maybe even after 10 years, it's sort of etched into my memory. So if there is, and I love that entire picture or scenario to it. So this is one moment that comes into my mind, which I completely focused and it sort of clicked onto my mind. Over to TTM.
Yeah, wonderful experience, Toastmaster Paduka. Yeah, Toastmaster Harish had raised his hand. I would like to give one to DTM Harish. Yeah, DTM Harish. Last one. DTM Harish. It's for you, the topic is, you are a truck driver driving on a highway. Your brakes were failed and you need to take a decision. In front of you, around 500 meters or 200 meters, 11 kids are playing cricket on the road. Left side, there's a park. Only 2 kids are playing in the park. It's the time for you to take a decision. The momentary, in that momentary, what is your decision? How do you deal with the situation and why? Either you have to turn it into the park or you have to hit the 11 cricket players who is playing on the road.
Thank you, Table Topic Master, for putting me in a situation where I have to take a quick decision. Now, if I were to dissect the question itself, there's a solution in the question. Let me just twist the question. You said I am on a highway in a truck. I'm a truck driver. And I have to brake within 500 meters. And there are 2 options. One, get into a field where the kids are playing and 11 kids are playing. And other option is where there are 2. Which one I would choose? The answer lies in the question itself. It was not specified whether I was sitting in a truck which was moving. That word moving was not at all mentioned in the question. So if I was not moving, there's no question of panicking, applying brake and screeching and when the brakes are failed. In that situation, I will coolly come down, go and join the game of cricket or gilli danda, whatever the kids are playing, and enjoy my rest of time. And later on, call for help from the roadside assistants who would come and fix my brakes. As simple as that. I love the topic because it is like those puzzles, which always makes you think out of box. Situation is laid in front of you, but many a times we go and do mundane or routine things based on the questions thrown at you. We never attempt to think out of box. And here is that particular question. Thank you, Table Topic Master, for not revealing whether I was on the move or not, whether the truck was moving or not.
You were driving to. Sorry.
I jumped out and went and played there with the kids. That is my answer. Thank you. Back to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Harish. In fact, you were driving the truck. That was the question. Anyway, you have taken it in a different turn altogether. All right. So that's the end of today's table topics round. Today, I'll just summarize Toastmaster Shalin talked about laughter. Toastmaster Sapna talked about anger. Toastmaster Naveen talked about frustration. Toastmaster Akib talked about perplexed situation. Toastmaster Paduka talked about silence. And Toastmaster Harish talked about a decision in a momentary situation. With that, I would like to conclude my table topics round and hand over the stage back to our Toastmaster Anagha. Stage is yours, Anagha.
Thank you, TTM. What a round it was. I truly loved it. I guess someone spoke on screen spoke about Mumbai, and that kind of reminded me of home. Quick summary, like my dad was in the US in 1998, and in front of the National Geographic magazines that we had in that time, we had a picture of a local that was printed, and people, like, standing outside on the floorboard. Those guys happened to see the picture, and his colleagues asked him, why don't they sit inside the train? The train is meant to sit in. And my dad, being a Punekar, like we are very, very far from Mumbai, around 200 kilometers, he didn't have an answer. And he's like, you know what? It's very hot inside. They cannot accommodate the heat. So that was one incident wherein even international audiences in 1998 caught the attention of Mumbai just because of the people that were hanging outside, the locals. And right now we had that accident wherein 5 people unfortunately lost their lives. And with Toastmaster Paduka, you climbed up Mount Everest, and I could relate with you with that 8th stage.
Mount Fuji. I'm definitely Mount Fuji, not definitely not Everest.
Sorry, Fuji, that 8th stage. It was epic. Like I was there mentally with you. But folks, from my TTM stage where we thought on the go, we transformed our raw moments into powerful expression. We now need to step into the next chapter, which is something that Toastmaster gifts us, whether we want it or not. It is feedback. It is one of those rare moments that shape who we are and gives us the power to be better. So, up next is the evaluation segment where we pause, reflect, and learn. So, please welcome our general evaluator to lead this segment. Toastmaster Sachin, can I please have you on the virtual stage?
Thank you, Toastmaster Anagha. And now coming to evaluation, our first evaluator is Toastmaster Paduka Kannan. Toastmaster Paduka Kannan has been a Toastmaster for more than 5 years and is an ex-VP member of the Gabbys Toastmasters Club. She is a past area director of Area B1, District 92. Professionally, with more than 14 years of experience in automatic segment, she is a project manager and a solution architect. So, Toastmaster Paduka Kannan, please give your feedback.
So making people laugh is hard, and evaluating why it worked or it not worked is even harder. Rise and shine, Gabbys. So Toastmaster Yeshendu has tried definitely a good attempt to inculcate or weave or infuse humor via his stories, right? So I will be evaluating based on his delivery style and content. First, I'm considering the delivery since because I have a lot of points during his content portion of it. So coming to the delivery style, I must definitely say Toastmaster Yeshendu, you did well, good job in that particular segment, either in terms of pause or using a prop. I love that surprise element that you brought. First, you were having something behind, and then you brought something as a surprise element. I love that as well. So you started out very strong and good amount of gestures and like a nod or a kind of the body language that you used as well. Well done on all those parts. And also you were calm and composed throughout that speech. There was a good amount of voice modulation. So well done in all those segments. Coming to content part of it, what I loved is that you took simplest part of a life, right? Like ordering in an Amazon, like which everybody does, and convert that into a humorous story is well done on that particular topic selection. In fact, I mean, that's how we if at all even if I am trying to write a humorous story, that's what I try to do. Take some part which is personal to us, at the same time a simplest one, but sort of decode it and then bring inculcate humor into it or infuse humor into it. So I love that you started out strong and everything. But I felt, you know, the when it comes to the humorous speech, right? The how you evaluate yourself is you will see people laughing, right? If you see the crowd laughing, you don't even need to evaluate it. You know it worked out, right? Even at the beginning, there was a few moments that I laughed down or in between or towards down towards the end, and it became too serious as well. In fact, you bring a very strong message. That is good, but somewhere I felt you could add a little bit more of humor because your objective is to give a humorous speech, right? Or to infuse or have a humorous story into it. So definitely a very good attempt. But I would just ask you to also rethink or recommend you to try one more time and see whether you could add more humor into your story, because the objective is that, right? But it's the topic is very good, your body language is very good, you have done on all those things, but definitely to summarize, I would recommend you to try one more time to add more in it's because it's definitely a hard job, but I would recommend you to do one more time and change the script a little bit, alter a little bit, and try again once. With that, over to general evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Paduka Kannan. With this, I'll move to the second evaluator of the day, and this is Toastmaster Abhishek. Toastmaster Abhishek loves all things tech. When he's not busy coding, he enjoys rides, visiting new places, catch up with friends, and of course, speaking. Over to you, Toastmaster Abhishek, for your evaluation.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sachin. So, yeah, it's a beautiful topic, the power of compounding, right? Think about it. Most of us in the world, when we talk about compounding, we tend to compound bad habits or probably our Netflix playlist. The last thing you would compound is wealth. And now, Toastmaster Sanjay coming up with this interesting topic, I'm sure people sitting here would rethink on that. I do understand it's a very underrated concept, and most of us don't take it seriously, right? So now, one thing that I loved about his speech is the way he brought in certain quotes from different people. Let's say Jim Rogers, he said compounding is the magic of investing, or Warren Buffett. He, according to him, he had two rules. One, never lose money, and the second rule is never to forget the first rule. Right? That's lovely the way he brought in these quotes. So what happens when you bring these quotes in is from influential people, you tend to reinforce your content, right? And that's very important. Lovely that you did that. Apart from that, he had made sure he brings in certain examples. Let's say different tools where you can compound, be it PPF, EPFO, you had fixed deposits. I do know interest rates are less, but then that again works on compounding if you reinvest. Right. So certain, apart from that, I would love to give you certain suggestions, right? And this, I think, is the most important, right? What I felt missing is that personal touch. Maybe if you had some example from your life where you actually felt the compounding power, you could have brought that in, right? I know you brought in the stats between compound interest and simple interest, but I would rather say, let's say, stick to compounding itself. And you say, if I had 1 lakh rupees and if I had invested 30 years ago, at 14% interest rate, it would have given me probably 50 lakhs by now. Now, let's make it a little bit more fun, and I increase the interest rate by just 1%. Instead of 14, I make it 15. Everything else remains the same. The amount is going to be a staggering 66 lakhs. That's almost 16 lakh difference. And that is the power of compounding. If you stick around with compound itself and then you talk about it, give it more examples, that will make it more fun. Right? I understand it's a little underrated topic and it's a little boring, and so you should probably bring in a bit of humor to make it fun. Maybe next speech going forward you can bring these things in and make it more exciting, right? Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Abhishek.
Thank you, Toastmaster Abhishek, for your evaluation. Over to you, G, to carry it ahead.
Okay. Thank you, Toastmaster Abhishek and TMOD Toastmaster Anagha. Our evaluator of table topic speeches is Toastmaster Puneeth Suraana. Puneeth Suraana is a dynamic and accomplished individual whose impact resonates through various avenues, notably as the producer and host of the Galata podcast. Through his influential talks on the Galata podcast, Puneeth has emerged as a motivational prodigy, inspiring young minds to embark on their journeys early and make a significant mark in the world. The podcast, aptly named after the Kannada word Galata, meaning the noise caused by ruckus, features insightful interviews that develop into intricacies of entrepreneurship, team building, and the pursuit of creating value for the others. So over to you, Toastmaster Puneeth, for the evaluation of the table topic speakers.
Thank you, General Evaluator Sachin. Quick disclaimer, I'm at a dirt park, so you might hear bikes whizzing by every now and then. Coming to the table topic evaluation, I have subdivided it across 3 categories. First is salutations, receiving the stage from the table topic master and handing it back to them, having good evening, a good morning, good evening, thank yous in place. The second is structure, whether you have an opening, body, and conclusion to your speech, and you have point, example, point, any sort of structure to your speech. Third is sticking to the topic that's given to you. So across these 3 aspects is what I'll focus on. First, salutations. I believe Charlene, Toastmaster Paduka, and DTM Harish had the salutations in place. Toastmaster guest Sapna could probably add initial salutation, though you had an ending salutation in place. Naveen could add salutations at the opening and the conclusion, and Akib should follow the suit as well, like I've shared with Naveen. The second is speech structure. I believe Charlene, Toastmaster Charlene, Sapna, Toastmaster Paduka, DTM Harish had a speech structure in conclusion. Akib, Javed, Toastmaster, and guest Naveen will need to bring in a sense of structure into the speech. Maybe a bit of conclusion, maybe a bit of opening has to be in place. Third is sticking to the topic given to you. I believe Toastmaster, Charlene, Sapna, Naveen, DTM Harish to an extent, and Toastmaster Paduka stuck to the topic. And finally, I believe Toastmaster Akib, you stuck to the topic, but I would suggest stick to one message, one idea, or one point instead of multiple ones. With that, I conclude my evaluation. If I need to add the table topic master evaluation, let me know. I have that ready as well.
No.
No, that is not required. Thank you,
Okay.
Toastmaster Puneeth. Yeah, so with this, I'll now request my TAGL team to give their report. I will request timer Toastmaster Samir to give his elaborate report on the timings. Over to you, Toastmaster Samir.
Yes, so for the table topic speech, Akib, Toastmaster Akib, you were about 8 seconds over time, 2 minutes 38 seconds. Everybody else was within time. And in the evaluation for the table topic evaluation, Puneeth, you were under 2 minutes. But all the other evaluations were in time, and even the prepared speeches were in time. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Samir. Now I'll request our R counter, Toastmaster Prasang Mani, to give his report of R counter. Over to you, Toastmaster Prasang Mani.
Yeah, thanks, General Evaluator Sachin. So let me share my screen. Can you
1 second. You can share it now.
Okay, thanks. Yeah, so this is the counter report, and as you can see, table topic master Sravan and speaker Yeshendu and the general evaluator Sachin, they have used very less filler words, especially the speaker is Yeshendu. He might use, but I was too much into his speech that I was not able to kind of note any of the misuse or any filler words used. And then also table topic speaker DTM Haris, I was not able to kind of find any filler words used in his speech. Coming to the people who used like more filler words, guess Salim, right? You used a lot of and. I think you could use some other connectors to connect your speech rather than using and again and again. And also, one suggestion for everyone is that while you're speaking, you can take the proper pauses so that you'll able to kind of decrease your filler words uses. Yeah, that's my report. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Prasang Mani, for a wonderful and very comprehensive report and also the suggestions. With this, I'll move to the grammarian of the day, DTM Sourav, to share his report. Over to you, DTM Sourav.
Okay. So this is something that we had decided last week that we are going to go back to have a slightly elaborate grammarians report. So I'm hoping everyone is okay for that, okay with that, and you're ready with it. Okay. So today, first thing first, the word of the day was not used by anyone. You used? Okay, I'm sorry. So we have one usage, which is Sravan. Thank you, Sravan. That was momentary. There are two incorrect usages. There are a few incorrect usages, but I would just talk about two, but I would talk about that at the end. I would first talk about something that happened good in this meeting. So there was a very good usage of rhetorical devices in the meeting. I have picked up a few in terms of things which are very close in terms of rhetorical devices and we can use, and sometimes we get confused. So the first one was, allusion and epithet. So allusion means when we are alluding to something. And can someone say what was the allusion usage? It was actually used twice in the meeting. Something alluding to someone, alluding to some historical figure, alluding to something larger than life. Twice it was used. One was used by Yeshendu and once it was used by Paduka. Yeshendu used, but he does not know. Paduka used, but she does not know. That's interesting, no? It is Herculean task. Herculean task, right? So it's a reference to Hercules, who's a celebrity or who's a, kind of a historical figure, a mythological figure. And the reference of Herculean task is not literally, it's not like he's working like Hercules, but it means that you're doing something like mammoth, right? A very similar usage is epithet. And I'm sorry, I was looking for a better example which does not refer to me, but I did not find anything. So don't think this is bragging. But this example came from Anagha about me when she was talking about me, saying that, oh, this is Sourav Dutta, the 11th pathbreaker, right? So that 11th pathbreaker is an epithet. Right? For example, Gandhi, or say Trump, the global peacemaker, right? That is a epithet, okay? And sarcasm. Okay. So this difference is clear, right? Allusion and epithet. The next one that used was litotes and meiosis. Litotes is where we say something is good, but we don't say it's good, but we say it's not bad. Right? One good usage here was my outburst was not this civilized. He could have said that my outburst was uncivilized, right? But he said that my outburst was not this civilized. So two negatives make it a positive, right? So that is what was used by Yeshendu. Something similar used by Sanjay, it's called meiosis. We shouldn't take ourselves lightly. It's a negative state. What he's trying to say is that we should take ourselves seriously. But what is he saying? We shouldn't take ourselves lightly. right? So it's again two negative make up. So the difference between meiosis and litotes is, in litotes, what we do is we use, we use an understatement, right? In meiosis, we use a negative. So not bad is an understatement, right? But we should not take ourselves lightly. That's a negative statement, a negative of a negative. Then there was some usage of idioms, similes, and metaphors. Before I give, I'll explain and also give the example. So simile is where you use the word like. This is like this, right? An example of it, what they use was, it is like drinking coffee without sugar. Who said that? Sravan. Yeah, it is like drinking coffee, like tabletop toastmaster meeting without table topic is like drinking coffee without sugar. That is simile. Now, a couple of metaphors were used by Yeshendu, like left me with a sour taste of guilt. It's a metaphor. It does not use the word like, but it is still comparing it with taste. The feeling in his mind with the taste, right? He actually can't taste guilt. But he is saying that it's sour taste of guilt, right? So that's a metaphor. It does not use like. Another one was the lock the price, right? You only used it, right? So let me lock the price. He cannot actually take a key and lock it, right? But he's saying that the action is saying as if, I'm freezing the price. I'm deciding on the price. There is something very similar called idiom. This is Paduka's favorite line, and every time she comes to the Gabbys, she says that. If she comes to the Gabbys, then she does not say that. I message her and say that, are you okay? Right? And that has never happened. So I've never had to message her that. What is that line, Paduka?
Rise and shine. Huh?
Yeah, rise and shine, right? So that's an idiom. Now, what is rise and shine? Why? Because unlike metaphors and similes, there is no comparison. Right? It's an and. So there is no comparison happening. So idioms, the metaphors, and similes. This was used generously during the meeting. This is an example. The next set I found very interesting is oxymoron and antithesis. So it was said the laughter is deafening, right? Deafening is silence. Laughter is noise. So how can laughter be deafening? That's an oxymoron. When there are two contrasting things bringing together in one phrase. When you are bringing two contrasting emotions and descriptions in one paragraph, then it becomes an antithesis. Example would be two contrasting emotions, incidents in one paragraph. What Akib said, right, about Bangalore and Mumbai. That is an antithesis. So antithesis is when we are, for example, you are comparing, say Indiranagar with Koramangala in a paragraph. Then that's an antithesis. But in one sentence, if you say, then it's an oxymoron, where there are two contradictory words used in one sentence. And the last one, personification and synesthesia. So, experiencing the silence. Who said this? Experiencing the silence? Someone mentioned this. Paduka. Yeah, I was experiencing the silence. Now, here, she is not comparing that experience with any other sensation. It's a personification. But it is as if she is giving a form to silence. You kind of can now imagine this is like how silence looks like, right? That is what she was experiencing. Now, when you compare that silence to another emotion, like for example, it was, say for example, deafening silence, or we said deafening laughter. Who said deafening laughter? Like Madhuri Dixit ki jai. Shalin, right? So Madhuri Dixit ki jai, right? That deafening laughter or deafening silence. There, what is happening is that is being likened to another sense. So when you are using another sense to explain one sense, then it becomes synesthesia. Right? So these are very good uses. Now, the important thing is not to know what is called what. The important thing is to use this in your language. Unless you're playing a grammarian role in a Toastmaster meeting and you want to show off, like I am doing right now, you really don't need to know all these things. What you really need to know is that these are rhetorical devices. Now, why do you need to use these rhetorical devices? Because it becomes remarkable and memorable. That is the most important thing. So just keep a note of this. Don't try to use everything, but like my favorite is hyperbole. What is a hyperbole? What we say on Valentine's Day, right? I love you to the moon and back. I love you the most. I've never loved anyone more than you, right? So these are all extreme exaggerations. That is called hyperbole. So hyperboles are something which is my favorite. right? So you find your own favorites like rule of three, hyperbole, alliteration, and try to use them in your speech. Your speech becomes better. Now, there are two things that I would want to talk about. Two things that could have been better. One, I will not say who mentioned it, is we don't catch the title. We actually can't literally catch the title. So that's a wrong usage. That is one. And second is we don't use adjectives like hot with a woman. Okay. So hot is tea or coffee or khichdi or bisi bele bhat, right? So woman or men cannot be hot or cold. Okay, so the right kind of adjectives, particularly in 2025, I think the world has become very mature, and we have stopped, labeling women as hot, cold, warm, lukewarm, right? So let's bring in that maturity in Toastmaster meetings also, but it's also being respectful to each other. Okay, thank you so much, and back to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, DTM Sourav, for an outstanding feedback. And any role you take, I must say you handle it with a lot of elegance and set a new benchmark for that role. Outstanding feedback, DTM Sourav. And then with this, I'll move on. I'll hand over the stage to the listener of the day, DTM Nancy.
I'm suddenly feeling like a moron in a meeting of oxymorons. Well, as a listener, I'm back with a lot of questions, but today's rules are a little different. I'll not be throwing the question to the audience. I'll rather pick up somebody who will answer the question, or if you don't know the answer, pass it on to somebody, name somebody else. Okay? Just let me change the view. 1 second. It's taking a little more than 1 second, I suppose.
What view?
Here I want the gallery view. Okay. All right, my first question to Charlene. If you don't miss the turn, you miss the turn. It doesn't mean you miss the bus. Who said that? Quickly, either the person's name or pass it on.
Please repeat, please, once, once.
If you miss the turn, you miss the turn, doesn't mean you miss the bus.
I tell you, Sanjay said this.
Okay, wrong answer. Now you pass it on to somebody else.
Akib.
Akib, who said that?
I think it was first speaker.
Who was the first speaker?
Paduka, actually, can't recall the name. Yeah, but first speaker.
Paduka was not the speaker. Okay, pass it on.
He was not even listening.
Yeshendu.
Quickly, pass it on.
Passing on to Sapna.
Sapna, are you there?
Yeah, I'm there.
Sapna, if you miss the turn, you miss the turn, doesn't mean you miss the bus. Who said that?
This was said by perhaps Toastmaster Yeshendu, the first speaker.
Okay. Again, that's a wrong answer. Please pass it on.
So I pass it on to Paduka.
Okay, Paduka, if you miss this one, you don't know the answer.
Maybe TMOD Anagha.
Okay, we are now moving on to TMOD. All are giving the wrong answers. This was said by DTM Sourav Dutta, the presiding officer, during his presiding officer address. That's the right answer. Okay, next question to you, Paduka. What was the theme for today's meeting?
Moments, right? Cherishing moments, kind of this moment, kind of
Okay, I want the exact theme. Moments?
The exact wordings. I don't know. So I'll give it to someone in the room.
Someone in the room? Okay, Sravan, moments that matter. That's the correct answer. Sravan, my next question to you. How old was the belt as mentioned in Yeshendu's speech?
3 years.
Oh, lovely. When did Sourav found practice? Mentioned twice.
2020.
Okay, wrong answer. Pass it.
Yeah, to Anagha.
Anagha?
Pass it to Sourav.
You need to answer. Okay. 2020, June 2020. answered by Prasang. Prasang, your next question is, when did our first speaker took work from home? Date.
On Monday.
Date.
Friday.
Date. That was a Friday, that's correct.
But I will I think it was like 14 April.
4th April 2025. Close, very close. Okay, you pass it on to somebody else. Next question. Who do you pass it on? Okay, Sameer, last question. How many kids does Akib has? Okay, that was not mentioned anywhere in the meeting today, but still he answered the question correctly. I can fairly say that we are very well aware of our members around, as well as some of us were paying attention to the meeting, whatever was being discussed, but others were not, especially to the PO address. Please also listen to PO. That comes under active listening part itself. I hand it over to Sachin Jaiswal.
Thank you, DTM Nancy, for a very innovative way of the role of listener. And you nicely introduced the concept of passing the questions, which I liked it. And with this, I'll start the evaluation for the entire meeting. The meeting started on time at 10 a.m., which is really we are all punctual. We all know that Gabbys have set that standard, and which Sergeant Arms TM Prasang Mani has done very well. Kudos to him. Prasang has given Toastmaster Prasang has given a good intro of presiding officer. Only improvement, Prasang, you could have opened the meeting with more energy. Since you are the opening batsman and you need to give us an energetic start. So please start the meeting with more energy. Otherwise, well job done. A big round of applause for Sergeant Arms Toastmaster Prasang Mani. Then coming to our presiding officer, DTM Sourav Dutta, and to evaluate him is a uphill task. He is a perfectionist. And to start his evaluation, I'll say I liked the gavel box, Sourav. I liked your gavel box. Beautiful. Now, DTM Sourav Dutta greeted members and guests well. He spent good time with guests, encouraged them to speak, which is really a good thing. He spoke about how things went for the year, awards and contests. This also, he did a great job of demonstrating how special and different is Gabbys from others club. It was a well done. And then he also introduced the Toastmaster of the Day, a job well done in his own style. Only a few improvements. Sort of your address was little long. You could have probably cut short your address. And the other thing is, you missed to introduce Toastmaster to the guest. When it was formed, who has formed it, what are the 3 sections of Toastmasters, that you could have done. Apart from that, a great president address. I must say it was his last president address, and will remember it for a long time. Let's hear from our presiding officer, DTM Sourav Dutta, for his outstanding address. Then coming to Toastmasters of the Day, Toastmaster Anagha. Toastmaster Anagha, you introduced the theme, Moments of Joy, very well to the audience. The story of Firefly and the beautiful moment of trees lit up connected with me, I'm sure, with all the audience as well. You invited the members to share their moments of joy, and this is a great way of connecting with the audience, which you did really well. Only few things I feel as areas of improvement. Number 1, you missed to introduce speaker 1, speaker 2, and table topics master, which you should do as a Toastmaster of the Day. And other thing, if DTM Sourav has missed to talk about the Toastmaster when it was formed and all, then you should have captured that in your section, which again was missed. Otherwise, a well job done. A big round of applause for Toastmaster of the Day, Toastmaster Anagha. You also gave a warm welcome to G speakers and evaluators. Okay. Now coming to table topics masters, Sravan And I must say, Sravan, your session was very innovative, and you made the speakers to think. The all the topics were very simple, and it all connected with the theme. Which and a good thing is that everyone was able to speak. And one icing on the cake was that at the end you summed up the very well at the end, gave a synopsis of what each member spoke. So a very well conducted session, Sravan, Toastmaster Sravan, well job done. Hats off to you. Then I'll come to speaker number one, Yeshendu, and I must say, Yeshendu, it was an outstanding speech, and you had a wonderful, voice modulation. Your great gestures, the delivery was very impressive, and I like the concept of giving dates and then giving the events, which was really very innovative way of presenting. And that's why I must say the content was really good. And I don't see much areas of improvement in your speech. I think for me it was a outstanding speech without any flaws. Then I'll come to evaluator number one, Toastmaster Paduka Kannan. And Toastmaster Paduka, a fantastic job done, a very clinical evaluation. You appreciated good things about Yeshendu's speech, and at the and you also spoke about the content, and at the end you also challenged the speaker to bring more humor in the speech and also attempt the speech again, which was so you did a perfect job of challenging the speaker to bring humor and make it more effective, which is a job done. A good round of applause for evaluator number one, Toastmaster Paduka Kannan. Then coming to speaker number two, Toastmaster Sanjay Jain. And again, I'll say a great speech it was. And Sanjay, you gave lot of tips of investing, which is really good, and all the audience will carry it with them because it relates to money. I know you also brought out the concept of simple interest and compound interest. I'm sure a lot of audience, a lot of members are not aware of that, and you have done with the speech you have also done a social work, I'll say. So a great work done. But Sanjay, a few improvements. I missed the eye contact. So you were looking down constantly, and at some time I felt that you were forgetting the speech. So you need to work more, rehearse more before you present before the audience and in a platform like this. So more rehearsal is required, Sanjay. Apart from that, it was a well speech, as a well speech with a great content. You gave examples of Warren Buffett and all, which took your speech to a different level. Now coming to evaluator number two, Toastmaster Abhishek. Again, a great evaluation, and you appreciated the speaker on couple of points, like how he has brought the examples of Warren Buffett and all, which was really well done, and you motivated him. And then I think the evaluation was perfect, and and then at the end you said that in the areas of improvement, you stress the fact of bringing a personal touch, which was very rightly done. So overall, a great evaluation by Toastmaster Abhishek. I must say that it was outstanding work. Then coming to the table topics evaluation, Toastmaster Puneeth Suraana. So I must say, Puneeth, you have brought a new concept of evaluation. You use three parameters of evaluation: salutation, speech structure, and sticking to the topic, which was very well done. And then you evaluated all the six speakers based on these three parameters, which was a different style of doing. I liked it, and I'm sure all the six speakers, they learn from your evaluation, and they have a valuable feedback. Only one improvement: you had more time. You could have spoken more about individual speakers where they need to improve in a more personalized way. So so that's it about your evaluation, Toastmaster Puneeth Suraana. And then with this I complete my evaluation, and I must say that it was a great meeting and I loved it completely. With this, I hand over the stage to Toastmaster Anagha.
Thank you, General Evaluator Toastmaster Sachin. And to all guests and Toastmasters in the room, and obviously on the digital screen. As we near the end of the meeting, I would invite you all to reflect. Was there a moment in today's meeting, a line, a story, or a spark that resonated with you, that kind of said that, hey, I want to do this, or hey, this is something that I can take away from these 2 hours? Because ultimately, time is what matters. Life is not built just by the years that we live, but moments that stay with us. So was there a moment in today's day that stayed with you that we all are going to take back? If so, let me know. Thank you for sharing your time, your energy, and your presence with us today. Over to you, Presiding Officer, DPM Sourav.
Thank you. Would you guys mind coming that side, because otherwise when I'm addressing in a close sense. Okay, thank you so much. As with the Gabbys tradition, we are going to kind of have a quick view, bows and vows. We are already 6 minutes late, and we will have to close this meeting by 12:10 because we have got the club business meeting from 12:15. We have got the elections happening today. Which will be a members only section. So let's talk about the vows of the meeting. I absolutely love the engaging humor path, and anyone who does engaging humor is my personal favorite. So Yeshendu, you are my personal favorite from now on. Very good sense of humor. I absolutely loved it. The easy way of narrating the storytelling. The second thing is the evaluation, the table topic evaluation by Puneeth. So crisp, so pointed, and nothing which makes people feel bad but still adds a lot of value. And lastly, the listener section by Nancy, a very new way of doing the listener section. So we have to make this TAGL section more engaging. That's what Nancy and we were discussing the other day, because that has been one of the highlights of the Gabbys meetings. People used to join our meetings for the grammarian reports, for the listener role, and those kind of things, more than the TMOD and all. And that also used to freak people out. So we are going to get that back. Now, coming to the 3 woes of the meeting, please understand that the Toastmaster meetings are conducted according to the Robert's Rules of Order, which means that absolute decorum has to be maintained during the course of the meeting. So any kind of side talks, any kind of side conversation, out of turn speaking, all of these things are not allowed in the Toastmaster decorum. And while it all may sound a bit ceremonial, please understand that it is these rules and regulations which have ensured that we survive for 100 years. Because if you take this away, it is a group of 10-15 people coming together and having chit chat. It is these structures and these rules and regulations and protocols and policies which add a bit of a seriousness, which is helping us stay resilient and stay grounded, right? So let's respect that and let's maintain that. Second, there for a very long time, Toastmaster meetings, the essays used to say that in Toastmaster we don't talk about sex, religion, and politics. I was one of the first one to raise this with various forums and in various clubs as a general evaluator, that this is wrong. Toastmaster does allow us to talk about sex, religion, and politics. In fact, I have been part of, as a guest, club meetings of the churches in US where they only talked about religion, right? And I have been part of LGBTQI clubs where they talked about sex. But obviously they were not sitting there and discussing porn or watching porn, but in a much more constructive and an educative manner. So having said that, the sensitivity and the sensibilities of the people have to be respected. So the kind of conversations we have, the kind of jokes we crack, even if on a lighter note, we have to be very careful that it should not offend anyone and no one should feel uncomfortable, because at the end of the day, we are here to create a safe space. So, and many a times I have heard a lot of women say this, and I would definitely agree with this. Sometimes we cross the line with humor, and after that, there is no stopping there, right? So let's not cross the line. Let's not make anyone feel that we are crossing the line. It's very important. And this for the Gabbys is non-negotiable. So I think that is something that I would want to point out in terms of the woes. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us today. I would now announce the results for the meeting today. And let me quickly refresh so that I don't announce the wrong set of winners. And anyone who's yet to poll, you have your last 3 seconds to cast your vote. 3, 2, 1, and done. So I'm stopping accepting responses because it so happened once that I announced the result and it changed by the time, the result announcement was done. Okay. So the first one, let me go with the best table topic speaker. I think this one was a very tough one because there were quite a few good table topic speakers. I'm seeing a pretty colorful pie chart here. So the top 3 are Harish. Was DTM Harish? He's not here, no anymore here. The Paduka and the winner, Shaleen. Congratulations, Shaleen, that twice in a row. I think the last meeting also you were the best speaker, best table topic speaker. Lovely. Okay, so Vini VDVC, huh? Okay, next, the best speaker for today is the person who made us laugh. Thank you. Your belt made you belt the topic very well. Good. You know how to belt humor. The best evaluator was a very tough competition between both the evaluators. Paduka did a fantastic job, but Abhishek did slightly better. He got one more vote, one extra vote. So Abhishek, you are the best evaluator for today. The best role taker for today, for the best outside role taker for today is yours truly. Thank you. Nancy was a close second as a listener. Very good one. Prasang, don't lose heart. All the start, it's just the start for you. We have our counter role is very difficult, and I always respect the timer. They are like the AC of the room. As long as it is working, no one cares. The moment it stops working, everyone starts running around, right? So thank you. You are here, hence the meeting's happening. And the best role taker for today, it's a tie between the Toastmaster of the day and the table topic master. Each of them got 4 votes. And a very close third was the table topic evaluator, with 3 votes. Sachin, thank you so much. You have done the GE role, I think, for the first time, or you have done it before?
I have done it before, but in this club, first time.
Lovely. Yeah, but I absolutely loved it. Very clinical evaluation. Thank you so much, everyone, for a lovely meeting. And with this, we are going to now move on to the business meeting. We'll start in the next 2 minutes. I would request all the members to stay back for this part of the meeting. Thank you. Abhishek, Naveen, Yeshendu, thank you for joining us. Shaleen, thank you for joining us. The rest of the members, please stay back. Thank you. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Anagha. Thank you for coming. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you, Yeshendu. I absolutely loved it here. Thank you. Just 10 minutes will take time. Yeah, we'll get rapid very quickly. Close the door. Okay, we are good to start the business meeting, and we have the election chair with us, Toastmaster Shilpa Reddy.
Hello.
Yeah, in a separate recording. 1 second, Shilpa. We are going to close the recording and start the new recording. Let me